Hello and welcome to WJTS in.form. Well, last night we had an interview with the Queen, Little Mr. and Little Miss for the Ferdinand Heimatfest. Well, tomorrow the Ferdinand Heimatfest starts in earnest. And joining us in the studio is one of the co-chairs for the Ferdinand Heimatfest. That is Angi Seffernick. Angi, welcome to the show.
Well, thanks for having me.
And you have a co-chair with you.
I do. Sue Fink. She's wonderful.
Well, you two have really kept that Ferdinand Heimatfest going for as long as I can remember.
This is our 6th year together as chairs. In our final year, we're done. But Sue actually was co-chair with a couple other people for like 7 years before that too, 7 or 8 years before that. So she's been doing it a long time.
Well, on behalf of the town of Ferdinand, thank you for what you've done to keep the Ferdinand Heimatfest being such a quality fest. Yeah. And now let's talk about that, because tomorrow night it starts and we'll go through Saturday. And there's not obviously a whole lot of time, but we want to talk about each of the events that goes on. Let's start with Friday and the events that go on at the Ferdinand Heimatfest.
Yeah. Well, we have just a couple things that are happening up in the community center area. There's flower judging and a bake-off contest on Friday, and so you can start dropping off those entries at 4 o'clock. In the mobile room of the community center. Okay. And that goes until 6:30, and then they'll do judging and awards after that. So that's the only thing happening inside the building. The community center is actually hosting a wedding this weekend, and so we are not going to be up there and using that facility. We do not want to upset a bride.
Oh, no.
So we will stay as far away as we can, and hope that we won't be able to use that place for parking on Saturday or anything like that, because that will be for the wedding guests. But then also on Friday, in the parking lot at the community center, we'll have our water ball contest with the fire department. So you can go up there. If it's supposed to be warm this weekend, and that's a really nice event to be at when it's warm weather, because you can get close and get the splashback of the water.
Right, so, and that's in that parking lot at the community center.
Yeah,
okay.
You can't miss it, because you'll see the water. And I don't know if you've been to a water ball contest, but they have that thing in the middle, and they have to shoot it back and forth, kind of a tug of war with water. Which
is this
really
county teams then coming to enter, or
I
guess anybody from all around, even Spencer County and such?
Local fire departments come in and they just register that day. We also, we start everything, the booths and all that open at 5 o'clock. Then we have our official opening at 7 o'clock on the main stage. And you'll get to see Shanna and Avery and Elijah, who were here with you yesterday. We'll introduce them again, talk to them a little bit. Our Lieutenant Governor, Sue Ellspermann, is going to make an official visit to her hometown. So she'll be there with us, and we're going to have the littles and Shanna ask her some questions. So I think that'll be kind of fun. And then Lee and Jenny Begley are our Heimatfest ambassadors. I know you're familiar with them. And so we'll talk to them a little bit and introduce them. So we have a good time at our opening ceremony. And
the ambassadors is kind of a neat concept. How many years have you had ambassadors? Every year?
No, this is something we just started a couple years ago, 3. We've had 3 Heimatfest ambassadors, or 3 sets of Heimatfest ambassadors. Jim and Judy Jim and Judy Hagedorn our first year. And last year we had the Rose and Betty Rose, and then this year we have Lee and Jenny. So it's kind of like, they're kind of like the grand marshals if we had a parade.
Okay.
Like, we'd have them, if we had a parade, we'd have them be grand marshals. But since we don't have that, we wanted to find a way to honor a couple or a single person from the Ferdinand that's done stuff to really make Ferdinand the nice town that it is.
Yes, so, right, exactly.
Yeah, so Lee and Jenny definitely fit that bill, and we're excited to have them this year. We also have, the baby photo contest. People have submitted their baby pictures, or people's baby pictures. Oh, such cute kids. So you can come down there and vote Friday and Saturday, and then there'll be a winner there. You vote with your change, and then the money there will probably go towards Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, as it did last year.
Okay.
And then WBDC has their cornhole tournament, which is always interesting. We do that on 18th Street's softball field, so it's kind of fun.
Yeah, that's a good event.
Yeah. And we have entertainment on the main stage. So we have our lip sync contest, which is always entertaining. Kids and adults can be up there too. If you want to enter, you still can. And then we follow that up with a magician. Don Baggett will be there. And then rounding out the evening will be Troy Miller, who we had last year on Friday night, and we had a lot of compliments, and a lot of people requested him to come back. So we're happy to have him back this Friday.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
And then on Saturday, it starts early in the morning.
It does. We actually have a 5K run walk that starts pre-registration, or registration starts at 6:45. The race starts at 8, so you can still register for that. You might want to run, because then later on you can come out and enjoy some of the barbecue that the backyard barbecuers are We have 16 teams registered for that so far. And so I think that's always a signature event of the Heimatfest. People really love to come out there, and those grillers are insane, and I'll say that because I know you are one of them.
Yeah. We have a lot of fun.
Yes, they do, and they're so enjoyable too. Soon I get there very early on Saturday morning and start, bringing out stuff for all of you, and people are making breakfast, and they give us breakfast, and we just love them. They're a very friendly group, and we have a good time with them. So we're happy to have them there. I know a lot of people enjoy that.
Well, and people can buy a $3 button. Or if you've already got the button you're wearing, the Heimatfest button, and you'll be able to sample if the barbecuers are doing samples.
Yeah, and a lot of them do. The majority of them put samples out. And you can, if you have a fest button on, you're free to taste, sample all of it. Mm-hmm. So just have to have your button, which is only $3.
What time will the sampling be?
Noon. It starts at noon, and it goes until they run out. It's usually about 3 or 4.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
And usually the teams are really busy between noon and 4 because that's when we're turning in the competition.
Yeah. Yeah. So they get all their stuff up there, and then you eat.
Yeah. All right. Then what else happens?
We also have the car show, which is going to take place right by the barbecue this year because of that wedding that's going on at the community center. The car show is going to take place in the field right next to the barbecue. So actually we're really close, which is kind of nice. I think people can enjoy both a little easier than when you went back and forth. So that registration starts at 9 a.m. and then those cars will be there all day. They'll do awards at 3:30.
Okay.
And then we have a 3-on-3 basketball contest and a slam dunk contest, which takes place on our court there. I don't know if you've been to the basketball court at 18th Street Park. It's very nice. So you can register for that. And all this information is on our town website, ferdinandindiana.org. So you can go there and get more information, contact numbers if you're still interested in entering a contest. Some of those contests are pre-registration, and some of them you can just show up, like the horseshoe tourney that takes place on Saturday. You just show up and register at noon, and they draw for partners, and then you play.
Right. Same with the cornhole. You just show up that night if you want, and you can start playing.
You can start playing.
And there is an amateur division too. So
that's
people
the
who
one
are younger than 18 can play, or people who aren't really serious also can play.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, I need to do that because the people that are in your tourney, they're
pretty
serious.
Good. Yeah, they're pretty good.
And they're good. And in no way could I do that. But anyway, on Saturday we have a volleyball tourney as well. The kiddie pedal pool, which is like the little tractors the kids get on, can do that. And then we'll have entertainment. So local native Bo Tresh will be up there on the main stage at 5 o'clock. He's always very entertaining. People like to watch him. Mm-hmm. The Little Miss and Mister. So again, you can see Avery and Elijah and the rest of the contestants on the main stage at 7. They'll do the entertainment that they did at the pageants on Sunday. And then we'll have the Hiding, which is a pretty popular band around here. They're going to be up there that night on the main stage.
Okay, and the Ferdinand Heimatfest is always this weekend in June, although this is one of the later weekends.
It's because June 1st fell on a Saturday this year, and so that's part of the reason why we don't have the community center. They reserved Father's Day weekend for us because most people do think Father's Day weekend and the Heimatfest. But St. Henry, Indiana had their Heinrichsdorf Fest last weekend,
right.
And so we would never want to do, they have such a nice event and we're so very close, in proximity, so we would never want to have it. So we checked with them last year and they told us when they were having it, and we said, okay, then we're the next weekend. And so I think it's always got to be the third Friday and Saturday in June is how we have to look at it because June 1st.
I think for St. Henry, they look at the first Friday and Saturday.
They do the second Friday and Saturday.
Yes,
yeah, they're pretty clear
so everything's
about it.
Off. It's the right weekend. It's just it's a little later than normal.
People are. It's been a little bit of a situation, but I hope people still show up. Maybe you could have went to St. Henry last weekend, and you can come here to us this weekend.
Now, for the Ferdinand Heimatfest, parking obviously with any picnic is always a little bit restricted, but there's a lot of parking at the Ferdinand 18th Street Park. However, you can still park other places in Ferdinand and kind of walk.
You can park on the streets and walk. Yeah, we're not too far. You could park at the library and walk through the community center parking lot. You could park in the field. We'll have some parking available, and then we do have some parking, not a lot, but on the concrete part there of 18th Street Park. And Friday we can still park at the community center.
Okay.
It's just that we want to stay away from that on Saturday so we can make sure the wedding guests have a way. They're going to be in dressy clothes, so they need to be a little closer so they're not sweating by the time they get to the wedding. So we definitely want to stay out of the parking lot then. But you can still get down there pretty close.
Why should people go to the Ferdinand Heimatfest? What does a fest like that mean for the town or for the people?
Well, I think it helps support. We have a lot of local organizations that participate in the Heimatfest, and this is a great fundraiser for them. So if you come down there and you buy a hamburger, you're supporting the band boosters. If you come down there and you play in the volleyball contest, you're supporting the Tri-County YMCA. So all that kind of stuff, it helps them. If the Heimatfest committee has money left afterwards, and for the last 5 years we have, and we were able to make some donations. And in the last 5 years, we've been able to donate just under $30,000 back to various groups, the parks. So we always try to give back to the Parks Department because we really do a number on 18th Street Park down there. So we wanted to just be nice, and give some money back to them. The fire department, the sorority, which helps us run that great pageant. So there's all kinds of organizations that help us, and we try to give money back to them when we can. And so a successful fest means that we'll have money to give back, which is great.
Okay, and the buttons are available right now, but really you can also get them when you're down there.
Yeah, same price.
Okay, and the buttons you will need to get into what?
For the beer garden, for the entertainment area, the family area, and then to get that great barbecue.
All right, okay, and the buttons are only $3.
Yeah.
And they're available right now.
Yep.
Angie, anything you'd like to add?
No, just hope to see everybody out there. Really looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it. The Ferdinand Heimatfest is this weekend. Our guest has been one of the co-coordinators for the Ferdinand Heimatfest, and that is Angi Seffernick. I will see you at the Ferdinand Heimatfest Friday and Saturday. Thank you for watching WJTS. We are local people watching local people.